How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. For myself, because it's one of the most interesting or recent, both, storylines that I picked up, I'm going back to the Delphine house to try and do the whole Mobius ring thing and see what happens. I realized there's like a stack of quests in this location that came up first, but I'm just trying to get back in like the groove here, and I'll come back to those later once I've kind of refreshed myself. I'm feeling it was pretty easy to fall back into the pace and rhythm of this game. Easier than I expected. You find an abandoned truck parked on the side of the road with its hood open. Its old peeling bumper sticker says, "I'd rather be fishing." Underneath that, there's someone's written, "Screw it, I'm going fishing." Most of the engine is gone, plus the doors and the entire glove box, but somehow there's still a toolbox in the back. Remedy that. Disposable ratchet. The greasiest trick the marketing department of Black & Decker ever pulled was convincing everyone these were single use. Increases an ally's stats by 3 or reduce an enemy's. An all self-adhesive rivets and chunk of lead. A true value. Alright, man. I guess I'm going in. I'm guessing Chester won't have much to add. He kind of laid it all out already before. Just as you step up to the door, it opens and a future you steps out. He's noticeably older than you, and one of his hands has been replaced with a steel hook. Oh, whoops. Excuse me. What happened to your hand? What happens to my hand? This? Don't worry about it. That doesn't happen for like 10 more years. What's going on here? What am I supposed to do? And he looks at you for a moment, thinking. Okay, I do remember this. I guess I give you the rundown? Oh, thank God. Don't get too enthused. I don't give you much detail. It goes like this. The ring is in the house, and there's about a dozen things you have to do to get it. But you have to do them in a very specific order, and if you mess up, this part of the loop resets and you have to start over. How will I know the order? Part logic, part trial and error. There are some future yous in there who can give you hints, but talking to them will make things more complicated because you'll be adding that interaction to the loop, so you'll have to pass those hints on to younger yous later. Is that something I'm actually going to have to, like, deal with? Or is that just going to, like, play out off camera after I've done playing the game? I don't know. Yeah, hope you have a pen. Have fun. I didn't. He walks past you, exchanges nods with Chester, and heads off down the road. Well, shit, I guess I'm pulling out a bigger piece of paper than what I currently had. I'm going full, like, notepad on this one. And I guess I need to be prepared. I'm going to try to not talk to people as much as I can, because the game kind of scared me and made it feel like that's a mistake. Alright, I'll just start interacting. The fireplace is empty, but there's a couple of nice little brass candlesticks on the mantle. You take one of the candlesticks, it's a nice weight for throwing. Small brass candlestick, you picked it up at the Delphine house. I guess I'm just going to pick up a bunch of stuff then. Some logs stacked up for the stove and fireplace. You can see a little kindling hatchet wedged behind the pile. Take the hatchet. And that was wrong, that was the wrong order. Okay. I'm curious if I talk to anyone if I will create it that needs to be done in that order from now on. Little kitchen unit here. Do people actually live here besides a bunch of you? I know the candlestick went well. I need to just try things and see if the candlestick was somehow correct. That is always the first thing. Nothing in here but a jar of plant food. Guess that answers your question. The candlestick has to be first, I guess. Alright, so I guess fireplace. I'm trying to write with one hand and play with the other. Candle. And how do I make note of what is not next? I'll put a little X and I will write hatchet. So no, that is not next. The kitchen sink thing, it's not the sink. I gotta write more shorthands rather than like such specific ordering and descriptions. Not talking to you, leave me alone. A funerary urn, presumably full of ashes. There's a black framed photograph of someone on the wall, but it's too distant and blurry to make out details. I mean, is it myself? That would make sense. Would it make sense? In my own mind, it makes sense. This is one of those guest books for visitors to sign. It only has one signature in it, yours, and today's date. Does it have my signature 37,000 times in it or anything like that? Not quite. Toilet. The toilet does not have anything in it. Yet. Okay, don't flush the toilet next. What did he say? Did he say it was 11 things? Did he say it was 12 things? Something like that? Like 11 is common for the Loathing series, but for whatever reason, I don't think that's what it was. The cabinet, it's refreshing seeing the mirror image face you're used to, instead of the face of a past or future self who looks a little uncanny because they aren't mirror reversed. Oh yeah, you're so used to seeing yourself opposite. It really messes me up editing videos for that reason. Raid the cabinet. Okay, not bathroom cabinet. I don't know how many types of cabinets I'll be encountering, so I wanted to specify. Oh, I still didn't do the candlestick. Oh, did I forget to do the candlestick thing? Now I have to do it a second time. Okay, no, cross that out, because I think I didn't do the candlestick the first time. Okay, bathroom cabinet is second. You open it up and rifle through it to look for anything useful. The Rhino Bomb. It's a muscle rub made from the toe jam of endangered rhinoceri. Increases muscle by 1 and eye drops. This product is safe and effective. Mercury eye drops. And don't ever let anybody tell you different. Love me some mercury in the eyeballs. I will never have anything to say about this bathtub. Just straight up never, hey? Unless I come back later. Fireplace candle. Bathroom cabinet. I mean, the stuff it gave me is like goofy. I have numerous of them too. It gave me like a bunch of them. I must have already have seen those things before. I don't think I got all of them from that. Well, what I got from there doesn't seem that like anything that'll add any sort of like logic or make it easier for myself in any way. This time I'm going to talk to someone. Well, let's see. You look at you expectantly. I mean, that you is looking at you expectantly. It feels like he's waiting to talk to you, but needs you to make the first move. This future you looks bored. He gives you a sort of what took you so long look. Well, I will talk to one. We'll see what that opens up. Hi, can you tell me what I'm supposed to do in here? I can tell you about that door behind me. You have to unlock it before you find the key to it. I guess I'll start making a new series of notes. Unlock door before key. Is that used before I find the key? Yeah, sorry, I only just got here, so I don't know much. The last thing I did was get the hatchet out of the woodpile. So now I have to talk to you, because I talked to me. So, don't forget to do that? So I have to talk to me after the hatchet? Hatchet, then talk to me. So maybe I do have to talk to these guys. That is like, it is an important part of the series of things I have to do, and they will help me piece together what that order of operations is going to be. He nods and leaves through the door at the left end of the room. Because I'm pretty sure I'll have to recreate what he is doing. So, where do you fall in? Can you give me any hints? I can tell you what I told me, which is that you have to raid the medicine cabinet in the bathroom before you get the hatchet. So, he's telling me cabinet, then hatchet, and so that might be the literal next thing, which gives me quite a few steps in the puzzle already. Anything else? The only other thing is to remind you to have this conversation again after you unlock the locked room. Oh, okay, got it, I guess. The other you gets up and leaves toward the other end of the room. So then he goes to the bathroom, I think? So, here's what I think I've learned. Candlestick. Cabinet. Oh, raid the cabinet. I didn't do that. Oh, there was, it came up with a thing that said something about 2 options. Maybe it's just what the items were. Like, I hung on to those even when things reset. So, then they said to, after the cabinet, deal with the hatchet, right? Grab the hatchet. You take the hatchet, making a mess of all the neatly stacked logs. Kindling hatchet, a little hatchet for turning fireplace logs into kindling. You found it in the Delphine house, which is where you are right now, so I probably didn't need to remind you. But after the hatchet was when I talked to me next to the pile of stuff. So I honestly don't know if I still need to do that. As you reach for the knob, your palm tingles. It feels like leaving will reset the loop. I think I want it to reset so that I can talk to the me next to the pile. But it said he went to the... Oh, smashing the urn is new. That was not a thing before. He went into here, so I'm just following up on him. This version of you looks pretty tired. They stare at you wearily, waiting for you to talk. How's it going? Ugh. Anything you could tell me? Just what I told me, which is that you smashed the urn after throwing the candlestick. A fair amount of time after. I don't know. I'll put a stack of arrows. I'm doing like arrows to trace things. It's getting messy quickly. This is the confirmed order. These are hints I've been given. I'm trying to... This top bit is kind of my summary, like confirmed ordering. It's not even that complicated yet. And then, since you asked me, the next thing after that is to sit on this desk until you show up so you can repeat all of this. Jesus. Okay, got it. Good. He hops down off the desk and leaves the room. So, that's... Where's throwing the candlestick going to be? Okay. There is a detached closet, also known as a wardrobe. There's clearly something there. Sit down and wait is a thing. There's something sad looking, dried up, plant fronds in this pot. Nothing to interact with, though. There's no bulb in this lamp. It's just an awkward and empty hat rack now. I guess I'll try the throwing. You hear a noise above you and look up. There's a hatch in the ceiling that must lead to the attic. But the pull cord is broken off. Sounds like there's someone rummaging around up there. I will throw the candlestick, even though I don't know if there's steps between the hatchet and throwing the candlestick. We're about to find out. Lean on the shelf and wait. Oh, okay, I have to fill that role. Future you was leaning on the bookshelf. Are you him now? Lean and wait. Oh my god, that made sense to me though. This is like the most interesting puzzle I've seen in this game. So I know I have to do that next. And now... I know that the toilet comes... Let me pull this up here. Because I'm pretty sure the guy who is sitting at the table here, at the end, after you unlock the door, you have to sit here, and then he goes to the bathroom. So I'm guessing I don't do anything with the bathroom yet. Maybe now I do this sink. Plant food, take it. Incorrect. The smashing the urn has to come after throwing the candlestick, so I know not to do that just yet. I guess lean and wait currently is incorrect. I will head to this room and look inside the closet. You find a pretty hip jacket in there, but you leave it alone in case it turns out to be your grandfather's or grandson's or something complicated like that. Is that even a step? I don't even know if that's a step in anything. Which is strange. Will you have anything new to tell me? No, it's the same batch of information there, I think. I guess I will inspect the toilet, but I think based on what I know that that's not going to make sense. Alright, this time around, I am literally just here to confirm whether this counts as an interaction. It doesn't. So that taught me nothing of any use. I want to talk to you again, actually. You have to unlock the door before the key. The last thing I did was to get the hatchet out of the woodpile. So now I have to talk to you because you talked to me. Does that mean I have talked to him? So if I go do this in the order, raiding the cabinet... Oh, like maybe that step wouldn't exist. Except that I, like, introduced it. If that makes sense. So now I lean and wait. So you have to... Okay. I'm adding a step 0. Talk to self by the wood. And then after the hatchet, talk... Or lean. Lean on shelf. I think that's confirmed. You lean and wait. I can tell you, unlock it before I get the key, the hatchet, talk to me. Okay, thanks. So that, I think, all makes sense. Now we have an old us. You don't really have anything else to say to you. This is unreal. This is so cool. He told me to come sit on the desk after I threw the stick, after I smashed the urn. But he said there was a fair amount of things in between throwing the stick and smashing the urn. I'll try throwing the stick next. You chuck the candlestick at the trapdoor, it bounces off with a thump, then clatters to the ground and rolls away. A muffled voice calls down. Hello? Hey, can you lower the ladder? It's kind of a folding stairs thing. Lower that then. Okay, stand back. The hatch opens, a narrow staircase unfolds slowly on the counterweighted hinges. So, I know to throw the candlestick. So I have 6 steps in this already, which is pretty good. As you climb the steep and rickety steps, you hear a crash thump sort of noise, like a bunch of boxes falling over, but you don't see anyone else in the attic. The attic steps automatically fold themselves back up as you take your weight off of them. Okay, so do I wait up here to lower the stairs? A bunch of old storage boxes and stuff, rummage through them. You go through the boxes one by one, stacking them neatly nearby. And so we're stacking them so they can then fall over. There isn't anything good in them, but you find a big hole in the floor. Then you hear a lock bang in the attic hatch. It's obviously a typo, supposed to be loud, I assume. Hello? So it's someone throwing the candlestick up at us. So stack boxes. Then we need to go down and unlock the door without the key. A muffled voice calls out to you. Hey, can you lower the ladder? Open it up. You poke around the stairs until you find the catch that lowers them and activate it. As the stairs slowly unfold, it occurs to you that there wasn't anyone up here when you got here, so maybe you also shouldn't be here when they get here. So down I go. I nothing precarious here. That's the worst stacking I've ever seen. Oh, I was kind of just curious if there would be an interaction to be had there. I knew that that was not the next step, but I still wanted to just see what the deal was. Jump down the hole. So, yeah, down hole. To be determined if I'm supposed to talk to the guy on the desk somewhere in between this. Maybe it could happen almost any time. This owl skeleton lends the room an air of mystery that it hasn't really earned. The you that's slouching in this armchair looks totally fed up with all this. And there's a box in the corner. The dramatic setup makes this box look really important, but it's just a dirty old shoebox with a padlock on it. Interesting. Talk to me. God, finally! This is the last thing I have to do before I can finally get out of here. Well, next to last thing. The last thing is opening that box, obviously. So, obviously. Sit in chair, and then box, padlock, I guess, and then leave, I think are the last steps. So let's see. I have 7 steps of this so far. I haven't done... There's very little of these I haven't done. I have to go be the guy sitting at the desk. I have to go to the bathroom and interact with the toilet, I think. I have to smash the urn. To sit on the desk. That might be everything. I might have been introduced to every step of this. The one thing I'm unsure about is acquiring the key. Oh wait, but unlock the door before finding the key. So the key is not for the door. I don't think it ever will be. The key will exclusively be for the padlocked box. Here's the hint. Getting the plant food comes before flushing the toilet. So not necessarily directly before. After you feed the plant, you're me. Oh, okay, plant food. Feed plant. Oh my god. And then sit on chair. Sit on chair. Holy cow. Okay, got it. Now please leave the room. I want to be alone when I finally open the box. Sure. Congratulations. Ugh. Door is bolted. Unlock it. A down hole. Talk to self, I guess, probably counts. I'll also write leave room just to be clear for myself. Now, there's no one sitting at the desk or at the table here. So there's like a good chance that that is the next step. It is not. It is not. All right. Okay, basically, I just know that the plant food comes before the toilet. And so what if I go and grab the plant food next? There it is. Okay. My note-taking is suddenly getting messier because I was running out of room on the page, and it's a little bit... we'll see. I guess I'll circle ones that I've confirmed or something. I don't know. Is that helping or is it making my page messier? It might make my page messier. I don't know. Plant food. So then I assume I have to go feed the plant right away. Jar of plant food. Hooray for electrolytes. A jar of plant food found in the Delphine house. Yeah, I know where it was. I've been through it. So, back in here. Nope. Where the heck was the plant that I could interact with? It wasn't in the bathroom, was it? That would be kind of strange. Am I crazy? I swear there was a plant. Alright, he made it seem like that the toilet came a ways later. That is correct. It is not... Oh, maybe after the plant food is when I go and sit. I will sit down and wait. Alright, what are steps I have not done? I know to not do the toilet, and I know to not sit at the table. I also know that a ways after throwing the candlestick, I need to smash the urn. And it has been a bit of a gap since throwing the candlestick, so it might be time. Framed photograph, all that. You use the kindling hatchet to smash the urn. So there we go. Smash urn. And now I should be on a really good pace, because I think I have enough hints to start piecing a lot of it together. I'm probably missing, like, when to sit at the table still. It's a little bit like breaking open a piggy bank, except that analogy is psychotic. The pile of ashes has a key in it, which you take. It looks like it's probably the key to that door on your right. A room that's already unlocked, so this is completely useless to you. Oh, I do find the key to it then. Well, that's ridiculous. I think this makes sense. Smash the urn, unless... with smash the urn, then go sit on the desk, is actually what I was told before. Sit down and wait. Ah, come on. Maybe the way it was described, there was a gap in there that I needed to be aware of. Let me go have some words with ya. A fair amount of time after the candlestick, and then, since you asked me, the next thing after that is to sit on this desk. A fair amount of time after, and then the next thing... So does it only work if I've talked to him? Well, I don't know. Then I'll sit on the desk having spoken to myself. Oh my god. Okay, so you do have to have talked to yourself. Maybe I can just run through and talk to all of the me's. So hop down from the desk. So we've done that. You two stare at each other awkwardly. Smash the urn. Sit on desk. What other things do I need to know there? I've sat on the desk. I'm going to sit at the table. I didn't think so. I think I have to go do the toilet next, probably. Feed the plant. There it is. That's where the feed the plant thing was. Okay. Damn it. I have to do the toilet after getting the plant food, but not necessarily after feeding the plant. So I'm going to leave and I'm going to go do the toilet. I have very little things left to interact with. There it is. There's the toilet. Sitting on that. So 13. Toilet. I think that's it's step 14. I don't know. My numbering doesn't make sense anymore because some things do and don't count. You flush the empty toilet. Whoosh somehow. I guess it still has water in it. Since you didn't get reset via a time portal to outside the house, it seems that the toilet never has anything in it, and therefore the yet was unnecessary. If you've been expecting to eventually read something gross here, then either I apologize or you're welcome, depending on how you feel about that. Always defying expectations. So I know that... What do I have left here, actually? That the last steps are the padlock. Before the padlock is sitting in the chair. Before sitting in the chair is feeding the plant. I actually don't know any other steps. I have not been made aware of them. And so I have to assume, working backwards in that way, that the next thing is to feed the plant. There's some really sad-looking dried-up plant fronds in this pot. You dump the plant food into the pot, you can practically hear it gasp, and it sproings up tall green leaves. It even made a little sound effect. I don't know if you guys heard that. The small brass key is thrown out of the pot and onto the floor. That's some pretty intense plant food. Small brass key, hungry plant threw it at you at the Delphine house. So, feed, plant. I know that after feeding the plant is when I go sit on the chair. The plant must have been really hungry. So this is a nice, easy next step for me. Sit down and wait. Sit in chair. So, congratulations, ugh. The other you shrugs sympathetically and leaves the room. Is this nonsense finally over? Are you about to be done here, finally? I hope so. The dramatic setup makes this box look really important. Unlock it. You unlock the box, find the key you found in the plant with the key, and slowly open the lid. Inside is an old, dried out, severed human hand wearing the Mobius ring. Oh, because you cut off your hand and have a silver hook. Oh my god. And despite its condition, you know the back of your hand. Like the back of your hand. God damn it. You got an item, the Mobius ring. Time to get out of this friggin' place. Am I wearing one? And I have one. Yep, both in that, and I gotta find myself to pawn it off on, right? Wow. That was very contained within the length of like an episode, even with the quite heavy amount of stuff I had to cut out. And it took only an entire page of note keeping, more or less. You know, it's messy and it's disorganized, and some of it probably didn't need to. But that was some serious puzzle solving, and I loved it. That was great. Hey, you did it! Congratulations! Knew you would. He winks broadly. I don't know how to wink broadly. Thanks. Don't forget to go back to Crystal Dreams so you can meet yourself on the road and give them that ring. Oh, okay, right. Also, don't forget to come back here 10 years from now and put your severed hand in that box. I imagine, though, when your hand gets cut off, that'll be a pretty good reminder. Listen, I know this whole thing was probably a real pain in the rear. Let me give you a little something for your trouble. Pass me your Crystal Dream Lake postcard. You hand him your postcard and he draws a little spiral on it. A random spot on your postcard. What's this? Well, now, that would be telling. But something good, I promise. Huh. Okay, thanks, Chester. Holy cow. We got numerous reasons to go back to Crystal Dream Lake then, so I believe that'll be where we go and spend our time next. My future self as a hook hand? Yeah, I noticed that. How do you feel about it? It looked awesome. Good attitude. Nice to have something to look forward to, isn't it? I'm gonna get a pirate hat, too. Seriously, Chester, who are you? Do you ever think about how mysteries are kind of a paradox? They're enticing and compelling because we want answers. We want to know what's going on. But as soon as you find out, it isn't fun anymore because all the magic was in the wanting. But even if you're aware of that, you still want to know the answers because wanting to know the answers is what a mystery is. It's a goal you love to pursue, but it's destroyed when you achieve it, like catching a soap bubble. Does that mean you aren't going to tell me? I'll tell you if you really want to know. I figure I owe you that much, not to take the decision away from you. That speech was to get you to think seriously about whether you really want to know or not. I mean, see, us, is that too obvious? I decided I do want to know who you are. You sure? It isn't a particularly exciting answer. Most mysteries aren't. It isn't a funny answer either. Yeah, tell me. Name's Chester Mobius, at your service. I'm just an old fool of a jewelry crafter who was afraid to die, so I tried to make a magic ring that would keep that from happening. I suppose it worked, technically, though not in the way I intended. Are you saying you're stuck here? Forever? Well, how exactly the word forever relates to this situation is a little unclear, but sure appears that way. That's horrifying. Nah, it's not so bad. Weather's all right. I don't get hungry. There's plenty of people to chat with. Well, I'm glad I did want the answer to some of those questions, so I'm glad I pushed it. Well, plenty of a person. Sorry for the inconvenience, Grammy. It wasn't intentional. I don't even know how you got mixed up in this in the first place. If there ever even was a first place. Jeez, Chester. No need for that maudlin look. I'm fine. You go on now. I know you got much more important stuff on your plate. I think I know well enough to know that there will be another one of you along directly. Okay, I'll see you around, Chester. Damn! That was cool. I really, really, really enjoyed that storyline. I'm glad I started an episode with it, fit it all in once there like that. Potentially a little bit long of an episode. I lost track so long ago. Who knows how many loops ago. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon.